were in Iraq are now facing some serious allegations that they charged millions of dollars in overtime for activities like watching movies and going to cocktail parties. Let's go to CNN's Brian Todd once again. He's been looking at what these investigators are coming up with. It's pretty shocking.
It is, Wolf. Those investigators are slamming an FBI bureaucracy that they say not only allowed agents to abuse the overtime pay system, but encouraged them to. They're tasked with doing America's police work in Iraq. FBI agents investigating kidnappings, training Iraqi police, and collecting forensic evidence on bombings, crime scenes that are a little different from those back home.
Those are very difficult situations. You could get in, you had to get in and get out very quickly.
But a new Justice Department audit says while doing all that, FBI personnel in Iraq for years violated federal rules by abusing overtime filings. An Inspector General's report says FBI employees uniformly claim to have worked 16 hours a day, 7 days a week during their 3-month rotations in Iraq, even though many of them didn't work nearly that much. It says agents and other employees claimed overtime for eating meals, watching movies, even going to cocktail parties. Quote, several FBI employees claimed the time spent at the cocktail party was work because it was a liaison effort that brought various benefits to the FBI. How much did the excessive overtime and adjusted pay cost American taxpayers? $7.8 million between 2003 and 2007, the auditors say. The report says many FBI agents believe they should have been paid all that overtime because they were often on call at odd hours and because of the danger. One agent who ran the FBI's post in Baghdad previously told CNN about that.
I'm a former Army Airborne Ranger, middleweight boxing champion at West Point, former SWAT team member. But the experiences that I went through in traveling from the green zone to the red zone were amongst the most fearful in my entire life.
The report doesn't blame individual agents for the excess. It says FBI management told them to do it. The Bureau accepts the findings, says a number of changes have been implemented, and the overtime policy was discontinued. FBI officials tell us that policy was designed to encourage agents to volunteer for duty in Iraq, but they admit it was a flawed system that was allowed to remain in place for way too long, Wolf.
So is the government going to try to get back any of that $8 million?
It doesn't look like it. The Inspector General's office says that because the record keeping was so bad, they can't give an exact calculation of who was paid what and when, so it looks like that money is gone.
All right, Brian, thanks very much. President-elect Barack Obama, he's defending his massive stimulus plan while facing some criticism over his cabinet. Does it lack diversity? I'll ask the best political team on television. And President Bush makes history with a new portrait. What sets it apart from the rest?
It's just